It's good to be home after our celebration for the end of a long and dangerous time period. How
Well, I do enjoy traveling. There's nothing like staying at home. I agree.
this palace has been the great bastion of our empire for a long time now.
Hmm.
Nothing quite beats the gardens.
I hope it stays like that.
Indeed. At one point in time in our history, the rivers had run red with the blood of all the innocents who had fought and died for their respective countries. Now, it runs clear and reflective.
Thanks to us.
Indeed. And
Quite an
now
achievement.
indeed. We can now focus on returning to the time of peace that our ancestors had once known. To bring back the arts and all that and all the proper things that we had been known for. I for one have been wanting to go back to playing the flute again.
Hmm. I do remember you being quite good at that.
Indeed. The magic of a flute is quite a powerful one. Can
But
sway many minds with both diplomacy and with music.
but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still have much work in front of us.
Indeed. We're getting some support, but we're going to need a bit more in the long run to ensure that
Yes.
people are fun.
It's my understanding some stuff happened yesterday. We should probably take care of that. Do you know the
Investigate
details?
investigations after that have shown that by the time that Doom Guy had gotten onto the scene, two we believe them to be assassins had snuck through snuck through a portion of the palace and had assassinated two particular royals.
Really?
I have we're still trying to figure out what the motivation for this was. However, considering that this brings up two things. The first is that this seems more like an act of terror than a deliberate action against a particular person, which can be troublesome.
Do the two
Second,
nobles have anything in common?
hmm, anything in common with each other? I believe it was,
What were they? What were they nobles of?
they were just some of the people that have some affiliation with the government. They think of them, I believe they were ambassadors?
Boy.
Hmm. I, I'd also worry though that if they were able to get through that far and then figure to the point where they would get attacked Doomarine. Can we imagine what would have happened if they actually tried to go for something a much larger prize?
That's what I'm thankful for at the moment.
At the very
So,
least, Doomarine caught them when they did.
did they escape?
Nope, no. Doomarine had detained both of them. Well, detained in his own way.
So they're dead.
I believe so.
Damn it. As
They
much as I enjoy his usefulness, it's quite troubling when I would prefer to have questioned.
It's a shame, however, from the looks of them, they were expecting to die. They were going to be fighting until their last breath.
Well, better dead than escaped.
Indeed.
Would prefer to have not had to kill them, but rather this than the alternative.
Indeed. Though,
Anything else happen?
not as far as I would know. Though on to a different subject. Considering your... It was back to the idea I had for popular support once more. You had a bit of an uncalled outburst, if you remember, when that intruder had interrupted your speech.
Yes, yes.
Perhaps, though, it may have your speech may have brought some people to your side. There are still others who are perhaps unsure about their new emperor. I have an idea of how we can aid this. Considering some of the towns have been in reconstruction, it wouldn't be unwise that, as long as we are careful, we tour the empire, see some of the newly rebuilt cities, and meet some of the citizens. They'll be able to.
Bad idea, but there's an issue that arises. That being, there were assassins just yesterday.
Indeed. That is a troublesome thing. We may have to delay our attempt at this. However,
that or have an upped number of security.
Indeed. And it's entirely possible that if this is done casually and more of a surprise visit, the assassins would have prepared for infiltrating this castle for you would be outside. They would not know of your presence in that area.
Fair enough, but at the same time, what if we got unlucky and one of them just happened to be there, took that opportunity? In which case, I'd want to have an up number of security, but then, what does this become? A showing of face or a showing of force?
I see your point in this. One can never be too careful in these.
I'm not against the idea. I just think we should wait until this whole situation gets under control.
Yes, we'll see if there is another.
Those were the only ones.
Indeed, we'll see to it that those two assassins were only outliers and not with some kind of larger group. If the former is true, then there should be no issue in meeting the citizens.
I don't see why there would be.
One last thing is that how's the law going through? We'll need action soon, likely.
I've been looking at it. I think perhaps some rephrasing would be nice. The other thing I'm worried about is making such changes like that so drastically, so suddenly, bound to have a whiplash effect.
Indeed.
While I do agree with everything on there, I think we should take it slower.
Take it more piece by piece, then?
Correct.
That is...
That would be my recommendation.
You are the chief. You are the chief for making that decision. I could see quite likely that a more piecewise approach would work to both appease the New Realmers and allow the natives to have time to adjust.
Yes. Well, there's much to figure out. We should
Indeed.
go.
Yes, let us go. We have much to accomplish still.
Hey, you two. Would you happen to know where the Weaver is?
Prepare for trouble.
And make it double.
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within a nation.
To announce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Darkness.
Lavenza.
To random people blasting off at the speed of light.
Surrender now, prepare to fight.
Zero, that's right!
Oh, God.
We've been practicing that all day. How do you think? What do you think, huh?
Exactly.
I think I got
I
it.
think
right,
it's
right?
just my luck to run into a group of lunatics in the slums on my first day here.
Listen here,
All
young
right.
man. Listen.
Nice and lady bone.
We are the darkness
Nice
that
lady
never
bone.
sleeps. We are the intertwines of evil and love. You do not understand. You ask us and you pray to us that there is someone you want, but you do not give. You do not offer. What do you want from us, huh?
Love is great. So is evil.
I need to find the Weaver.
Hello,
you know where he is?
Sonic.exe.
The Weaver, huh? Do you know about this sister of mine, the eternal darkness of all?
The Weaver does not
I
sound
mean, we
familiar.
met last in the city.
I think I know where the I know where nearby Weavery is. You can make a shot or something.
Eternal darkness spawn. Do you know where it is? Then shall lead us to it. Go, go!
Our-
Set forth on
our-
your glorious explosion of the destiny! Go, go, go!
All right then.
Huh. So this is where Weaver's at. It's quite the place he's got here. Looks like he saw how I got here. Hey there.
I've been expecting you.
Right. It's been a while since the speech, right?
Certainly has. How have you been?
You know, I wish I could say I've been better, but your followers have quite a weird taste.
Yeah, that can happen. But they're good guys. And girls. I'm not gonna hold it against them if they wanna have a little fun every now and again. Anyway,
Fair enough.
what brings you before me, my friend?
Well, I was thinking, we kind of got along pretty well over at the speech, so I was thinking about trying to find you. The people that I went to talk to, kind of find out where you are, who you are, so we can meet. They weren't really helpful. Let's just say it that way. I got sent all over the place.
I do have men, women, otherwise specialize in ensuring that I stay as hidden as possible for a plethora of reasons. So it's not crazy to assume that you'd be sent one way or another way. With that being said, it is nice to see you again, but there has to be more of a reason than that. Something troubling you, something you feel you need to know?
Honestly, this is about where I came from. I'm trying to find ways to remove something that's been placed on me, if you know what I'm saying. Where I came
I
from,
see.
they didn't take too much consideration into what I was doing. And they think things got out of hand. So they decided to seal away all of my power. All of my magic. I can only barely cough up what little I can as is.
I see.
Right.
So what you're looking for is a means of breaking the seal on your power.
That, or even removing most of it, I'd be happy.
I see. Magic extraction is something that's rather rare in Zenthra, surprisingly, as magical a kingdom as it is. But that doesn't mean it is extinct. I have a few
Right.
people I know of who might be able to help you out. But, as you know, I am an information broker. I do no business for free.
I
So what can you
understand
do
that.
for me?
Well, I could serve you. My powers might be useful. I'm
Personally,
pretty loyal
I think you
person,
might fit in rather well
especially
here.
when
Hmm.
that'll take a little
Well-
getting used to. I'll be honest, but I'm more of a loyal type, if you want to call it that. I'll definitely
see.
help you out in what ways I can. I mean,
All right. That actually sounds like a pretty fair deal, and let me tell you why. As of late, I've come across some information. Information that may very well cost me my life. Again! And I don't know how I could die, but these are the kind of people to know how to kill a man like me. And with that being said, I need some serious protection. And if you're as strong as you say you are, then you are the perfect candidate. So,
I'm not afraid of a little danger. That would be perfectly fine with me. You can help me.
I can help you. I have informants all across Zenthra, to be honest. I have people under the ground. I have people in the sky. I have people where you look and where you don't look. I am omnipresent. So, we will find you an extractor in exchange for your services. With that being said, your name?
My name is Path, and I found out who you were on the off chance I met Trent Bask, a previous client of yours.
Oh yes, I've heard more than I need about him. Seems he's doing a wee bit of digging in my territories, and we're gonna have a word soon about that. But doesn't mean he's a bad guy. He's just trying to do right by his own word. But at the same time, I am a guy who has his own words as well. And if he
Right.
breaks the word, then that becomes a problem. And he's starting to become a problem. But no worries. I'm sure after our talk, he and I will be just fine. Now, there's a matter that I feel I must let the both of you in on, as you are relatively close. Recently, I came across an individual who was adorned in nothing but a robe. This individual reeked of the souls of dead, and I have never seen anything like it before. And this person, he told me something I never thought that I'd hear. He told me new roamers will rise, and those of Zenthra who do not bow before us shall fall in due time. And with this message came a feather, a bloodied feather. Do you understand what I mean by this?
I do. What would he gain by letting us, helping us, prevail over the natives?
I'm not entirely sure, but one thing. They called me little brother. Which means, in some ways, I am involved in this case. More than I care to be. Which is why I've stated that I'm in a particular situation that may or may not be my downfall. From here on out, the both of you are to operate with the utmost secrecy. If you see anything that may be suspicious, anything that may seem out of the ordinary, come back here immediately. And for you, my friend, take any amount you'd like and clean yourself up. You work for me now. With that being said, I've got some matters to attend to. You too.
Fair enough.
Go on and have some fun in the city.
Alright. I didn't catch your name.
You'll know it later.
Alright.
Trust me. I listened to the whole thing!
Oh my gosh, that lady doesn't understand the meaning of the word slight discount. Anyway, Trent, what did you need? Sorry, Mr. Trent.
Well, before I begin this whole conversation, I would like to know more about your power and how you're able to see that guy.
So it's a long story that I'm not sure if I really want to go into just yet since we just met.
Yes.
But basically, from birth, I've just seen things. And I don't really have any, like, training or anything like that. I feel sort of sheltered about it. But as far as I know, I just see stuff. It gets me in a lot of trouble.
Things that others don't see.
Mm-hmm. Like, I wish I could be really specific, but
No, I
just can't.
understand. Though, given what you've shown that power can do already, it's an invaluable power nonetheless. One that no doubt has its uses, but... Anyways, though, I believe I should start off this conversation with your compensation. What you'll be receiving, monetary.
Okay, sounds good to me. I'm
For as
interested.
long as you are working with me, I will be granting you... I will essentially be providing your needs, paying for all that, and granting you a monthly disposable income of 100 units.
Sweet. I mean, okay,
Yes.
that sounds good to me.
Though this payment does have guidelines behind it.
Mm-hmm.
First off, your name is Chome McLeach.
Yes.
You are to never respond to that name again.
Okay.
You will have to come up with an alias.
Okay. Like, do I need to, or do you already have one in mind?
You will have to. It'll become
Okay.
more personal that way. And just make sure that what that alias is cannot be traced back to your original name. Or anyone you're associated with.
Okay.
Second off, you will have to cut personal ties with those you've known in the past.
Oh, that is totally okay with me. People I've
Yes.
known in the past are... Anyway, yes, I'm okay with that.
After all, the more people who know you and where you are, is more people that can eventually lead to your death, and that's things you don't want.
Okay. Got a little bit scary, but that is okay.
Right. And third off, the first month of disposable income, at least a portion of it will have to be spent on getting you a weapon to defend yourself.
Oh. I mean, I don't have any training in anything. I know how to use a pen.
Oh. The weapon, there are rules about that as well that I'm going to lay out here. The weapon is to be used as a last resort method of self-defense.
Okay.
Because of this, I would recommend something, say, like a pistol, like I have, something that can be hidden and can be used at a range to keep distance between you and your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you can only use this as a last resort, as we must remain under the law and only act in self-defense. Right. Now, let's see. Station, weapon. Alright. Now, to get a better idea of who you are and what your thought process is, I'll be asking a few questions. There's no wrong answers here. These are simply to gauge what type of person you are, so I will better be able to work alongside you.
Okay. Go ahead. Ask me anything you want.
Alright. How do you respond to this situation? All day, one of those tall men have been following you, the one we saw in the town.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, some shady guy meets you in a street and begins asking who you are. What do you do?
I'd probably just say I'm just in the area shopping. And not really reveal anything.
If they pry for your name, how do you respond?
My name is Angel. Hi. I'm not related to this area. I've never been here before. What do you need?
And if they accuse you of any sort of actions, such as perhaps anything you did actually do, how do you respond?
I don't know what you're talking about. And I'd just be like, I need to get some stuff done. There's a sale going on nearby. I will see you later.
Alright.
And then I'd run really fast.
Alright, maybe the running a little fast is a bit excessive, but yeah.
No, I mean,
I
sure,
get
they're not near me anymore.
Right. I'm assuming Angel is going to be the alias you're using.
No, I just made that up. That's not usually what I've used before.
I see.
I'll think of something better.
Of course, though. In that situation...
That's just something some guy in a club called me once. I don't really like that name, so let's not use that, okay?
Alright, I understand. Now, though I would like to say one thing. If one of those tall guys is following you, that means there's someone listening. Someone related to big crime. If it's related to big criminals, they are going to be able to find information on you. Thus, you're going to be using your alias. However, if it's a small-time criminal with no connections, you are free to make up an alias to use on the spot.
Okay.
Understand who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You're walking down the street, and some criminal pulls out a knife. What do you do?
I don't go down that street.
Very well.
I'm sorry.
No problem. I completely understand.
My usual motive is to just not get in trouble. So I
Very
highly doubt
respectable
I'll
and
be
very wise.
in a situation where this kind of stuff will happen.
Right.
I mean,
Though,
I've survived
there's
this
always
far,
the
so.
possibility. Of course.
Mhm.
And even if you encounter these situations, you'll still likely survive.
Mhm.
After all, it's what I've been doing for the past 9 years.
Mhm.
Technically more, but I'd rather not count my teenage years. And I'm doing
Oh.
rather fine.
Mhm.
Now, let's say you're negotiating with someone, and what they want in return for what you seek is a piece of information. They want to know crucial information about the local area, that should they know that, it would put people there in danger. What do you do?
Hmm. I'm not sure what I would do.
That is something to think about.
Mhm.
Because understand, our number one job in what we do is to ensure the safety of others and of ourselves.
Mhm.
To ensure that potential threats are dealt with and that they do not arise to cause harm to anyone. That is the goal. That is our ambition. And where you come in, with your skill to see those that are invisible, is how we can keep ourselves secure.
Is there? So this is sounding like I'm getting in over my head a little bit. Is there some guarantee of my safety for this kind of job?
Of course, there as
Because I've always
long
dealt with things that I can just run away from, or just things that can't enter my place of living, can't follow me certain distances, things like that.
a lot
When you
of the
talk about
exam
this guy that was following you around, I don't know how long he's been following you. It's not like he's tethered or anything, so I wouldn't know
Right.
what to do with it.
To address this, most of the examples I've given would be in cases that you're working alone. Cases of my own personal experience. Things that I have dealt with frequently.
Mhm.
Thus, I'll be able... The plan is that we'll be working together. Not that we'll be working independently and sometimes talking and
Oh, good. Thank
communicating.
goodness. I mean, okay, that's fine with me.
Right. So, we will both be using our skills to aid one another to ensure each other's safety.
Mhm.
And with that, we'll also be able to improve one another's efficiency and what we're capable of doing. I have no doubt that skill of yours will come in a lot of help. But, thank you.
Thank you too, Mr. Trump.
It's glad to have you with me. Have a good sleep.
I'm going to go pass out. Well, yes, I'm going to go pass out. Now I'm going to go pass out.